July 30th, 2011. I apologize for the speaking voice. I have a bit of a summer cold. This is the Every Revolution of the Wheel exhibit at the Holmes-Hendrickson House in Middletown. Well, let's take a look at the wheels. These Canadian wheels were set up so if experienced spinners wanted the opportunity to spin on one, they would have a chance. And we have a presumed Vizina wheel, a marked Paradise wheel, and a double treadle, possibly Oulette wheel. So they weren't technically on exhibit, but you could actually have used those. And over here we have the Great Wheel. And I have to step back to get the whole shot in. This was number 1 in the exhibit. We have a miner's head on here and a cork on the spindle so anybody passing by would not get speared. Patty Githens, who's Pete Githens on Ravelry, kindly set this up this morning and got it all wired up for us. We did not get a chance to spin on it. It's a nice wheel. It's in very nice shape. The hub is in good shape. It was found at the Lambertville Flea Market in Lambertville, New Jersey. And a good example of a walking wheel. I am 5 feet tall, and this wheel is just to the top of my head, so it's a good size one. And next we had a Canadian production wheel, and this is a probable Bourgeois wheel. It has the cast iron treadle and the cast iron tilt treadle, tilt tensioning in the front. This is a very nice spinner. Very smooth, very fast. Very nice wheel. Next we have the American Saxony wheel. This is probably early 19th century. It's a little fancier than some Saxonies. It has the shotgun shell spokes. It has a nice birdcage distaff, possibly a replacement. And it has a nice distaff, and I don't know that this is going to come out in the video, but the distaff actually has some, it's not ship carving, it's like little indented carvings on it. I'll be able to see this one better. Yeah, you can see this here. And that rings all the way around. That appears on a couple of places. And that's got some nice turnings. Nice little Saxony wheel. And this is one of these Lithuanian flax wheels that turn up on eBay. And it needs some work still, but this was done deliberately because we wanted to show the difference in the sizes of these wheels, because they're all a little bit of a slanted bench. There we go. I just wanted to give people the idea that everybody thinks the Saxony wheel, this is the stereotypical spinning wheel. Some people are familiar with the Great Wheel. We wanted to show that there were different styles. And now we come into the tent. And we have a Norwegian straight bench wheel. This is another nice wheel. It's got some really interesting burl on the wood. The flyer is in very nice shape. It has some nice shapely maidens there. And it's got a really neat feature back here if you pull out one of the pins, which that one's in a little too tight. And come around here, you pull out the, I can't do this with one hand. Alright, I apologize for that delay. Pull the pin out of here. This actually has the axle caps are carved. And that sits on the top there. I'll put this pin back in. That's just a nice little feature. That's the Norwegian wheel. Next to it we have a Swedish wheel. This wheel is formerly painted green, still painted green to some extent. The green has gone to black. There are some remains of some red and orange striping on it. It was probably a very snazzy wheel in its day. It has some really interesting carving on the front of the bench. It was a well-used wheel. The tension knob is really worn smooth. Very interesting flyer shape. The treadle is extremely worn. You can feel the footprint of the spinner who had this. This was a very well-loved wheel. And something else we thought was interesting, these insets that the axles sit on are bone. And underneath here, there is a wood screw, and the nut is bone as well. So we thought that was a little interesting bit. Now go to Sweden to Germany. This is another slanted bench wheel with quite a lot of carving. It is and a huge distaff that just goes up to the tent roof. This call this the bird wheel. You see the uprights that hold the wheel axle. Here's the end of the axle. Here's the bird's mouth. And the crest on the bird's head is the pin that holds it in there. It has half spokes. There's one broken off. This needs a lot of restoration. You notice the duct tape. And the finish, unfortunately, I believe, is varnish. It does, however, there's some nice little leaf carving up front. Flyer, the whorl is completely stripped on this. It's going to take a little bit, I don't know if this ever was a spinnable wheel, but it's a really nice example of German carving. This is another nice German wheel. This is a wedding wheel. Very small flax wheel. It is about 14 to 15 inches high from the tip of that back leg to the top of the wheel. Here is the plaque. If you can read that, it says Helene Lemmer in Liebenhofen, 1877. It's got some really nice old folk art painting on here. The distaff is kind of bad condition. Flyer is in nice shape. And it has some remains of some captive rings. Not a lot. There's a few left. The pins that hold the wheel axle in are carved. It has not only these back leg supports, it has a bar that goes across the back holding the legs in. I thought that was interesting. I'd never seen that before. And there's these little dangly bells on the side. Like that one too. Now we're going to go to the upright wheels.